hate you. Oh, they're definitely getting married. Why are we like this? Two people insult each other for 400 pages, one of them nearly throws the other off a cliff, someone gets stabbed, and we're here sitting there with our feet under the duvet thinking, just kiss already. It's concerning, it's probably unhealthy, and yet it's one of the greatest feelings a book can give us. Today we are talking about the enemies to lovers trope. Why some people love it, why some people absolutely despise it, and why publishers put enemies to lovers on books where the couples have exchanged exactly one mildly sarcastic conversation before hopelessly falling in love. I'm looking at you, marketing departments. Now, before we dive into this, we have to actually look at what even counts as an enemy, because according to TikTok and the internet, someone stealing your favorite seat in class is enough to classify as your sworn enemy. No, absolutely not. That is an inconvenience. An enemy wants to stop you from achieving your goals. They've ruined your life. You're on opposite sides of the kingdom. Your family's having fights for generations. You accidentally killed each other's magical pet dragon. Now that's commitment. Because if your biggest complaint was, oh, he was kind of rude once, congratulations, you've met a man, not an enemy. Now, many have wondered why our brains eat this trope alive. And here's the thing, human brains are ridiculously easy to manipulate. Authors know this. They dangle emotional tension in front of us like we're emotional Labradors. Every chapter becomes, will they? No. How about now? Still no. Oh, they touch hands, and we're there screaming and giggling, kicking our feet. With one accidental hand touch, one blanket, one horse, one forced proximity scene, and suddenly we're cancelling plans because these fictional people need us. It's kind of embarrassing. Now, enemies, lovers, and slow burn go together like teas and biscuits, or trauma and fantasy novels. The longer the author makes us wait, the more our brains convince us that romance is the greatest love story ever written. It's like standing in a queue for 3 hours. Once you finally get to the front, you expect that sandwich to have better change your life, and somehow it usually does, because we've earned it. Now, the best enemies to lovers aren't actually about romance, they're about changing your mind. Think about it. Both characters begin absolutely hell-bent on the other person thinking they're awful. Then little cracks start appearing. Oh, they're actually protecting their little sister. Oh, they're only acting cold because they grow up believing nobody could ever love them. Oh no, they're emotionally damaged. Ladies and gentlemen, we've lost another reader. Now, let's be honest, BookTok has a type. Morally grey, sharp jawline, probably wears black, hasn't smiled since chapter 2, could definitely overthrow a government, and needs therapy more than a girlfriend. And readers, we can fix him. No, we cannot. The therapist can. Leave Susan, the licensed professional, to do her job. Now, let's defend the enemies to lovers haters for a moment. Sometimes, honestly, they are right. Not every enemy deserves redemption.
Oh my god.
If he imprisoned her, manipulated her, bullied her for years, or committed 17 war crimes, or maybe they don't deserve romance. They need separate continents. Some books confuse toxic with romantic. These are not synonyms. Now, the greatest crime in publishing today is calling a book enemies to lovers when it's actually mildly acquaintances to kissing by chapter 4. Like, excuse me? Where's the emotional damage? Where's the betrayal? Where's the dramatic confrontation in the rain? Where's the line that destroys us emotionally? You promised me enemies and you delivered 2 mildly competitive co-workers? I want a refund. Now, here's a secret I discovered. Enemies to lovers gives us something humans secretly love. Hope, which is if these two people with completely different backgrounds, beliefs, and opinions can learn to understand one another, maybe people can change. Maybe forgiveness is possible, because first impressions aren't permanent. Underneath all the witty insults and longing stares, it's an incredibly hopeful story, and maybe that's why we can never get rid of it. So yes, we'll continue reading about people who threaten each other with swords, only to end up having to share one horse. We'll continue pretending we don't know exactly where the story is heading. We'll continue saying I hate this trope before immediately buying another book with enemy skills printed in large gold writing across the front. Because despite everything, it works every single time. Now, I have an important question. What is your favorite enemies lovers trope? And more importantly, what couple did not deserve the happy ending they got? I'll be reading the comments and probably adding half of your recommendations to my already impossible to be read list. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time as we overanalyze another book trope that has absolutely no business in controlling our emotions. See you in the next chapter.